Let's head to Barberton now, where tonight firefighters are trying to figure out what caused this home to explode.
Look at the destruction right there. This loud boom heard around 6:30 Tuesday night terrified many neighbors. It left a trail of damage with debris even hitting some nearby homes.
News 5's Bob Jones live there for us on Bellevue Avenue tonight in Barberton. And Bob, when you look at that destruction and you see some of that video from last night, it is truly amazing that nobody was hurt in this.
Absolutely right, Katie. There are pieces and parts of what was a house all over the place. Bricks like this one went flying in the air after the explosion. And if you look down here, you can see pieces of wood and drywall over here and this giant pile of rubble. Really, the only thing that is still standing is the back part of the house. The blast was so explosive that pieces went flying across the street and into some homes. Shingles dangling from power lines, insulation hanging on tree branches, drywall blown to pieces among collapsing bricks and shattered glass on the street and sidewalk. Just part of the scary mess left behind when an explosion leveled this house. James Milhone lives a street away and felt it.
Just heard the explosion and like the house shook.
Flying debris also destroyed a neighbor's car and damaged at least 4 other homes, with windows shattering on some of them. The fire chief calling it a blessing that no one was hurt.
I mean, maybe if it was a good summer day where kids were out, it could have been quite a different event.
The destruction was heartbreakingly personal for Eldana Koval.
It's just devastating. I mean, to look at it.
Personal because her dad, Clayton Hartley, built the house in 1957. It's been out of the family for about 10 years now, but still close to their hearts.
My dad built it, and he was a good builder, and a lot of people knew him in Barberton and around. You know, he did a lot of buildings and houses, and so yeah, it's emotional.
Investigators don't know the cause of the explosion, but part of the investigation will focus on looking at the possibility of a gas leak. Crews from Enbridge were on the scene Wednesday, wrapping up a gas meter.
They have different types of equipment in the ground that would detect any spike that would be of a concern.
The chief says the house was unoccupied, but in the process of changing hands, with the owner making a deal with a buyer only hours before the explosion.
According to the owner, that they had found a buyer. They went ahead and started the paperwork. It took a down payment.
Neighbors noticed something else. A few minutes after the blast, 2 men were seen running in the neighborhood, one wearing a mask, the other an odd outfit.
He had a cowboy hat on, cowboy boots, and a pair of like real short shorts.
Running away.
Yeah.
The chief confirms investigators are trying to find the scantily dressed cowboy.
Well, they need to account for him, so they want to make sure that find out who he was and what he was doing.
And right next door to the explosion, more evidence of that blast. Here's a piece of wood that's shredded up and charred, and a window frame. And it's right in front of this house, which is also burnt, but that's just a coincidence. This house caught fire in January. It was ruled an accident. It has nothing to do with the explosion that happened last night. So clearly this neighborhood has been through a lot this year. Live in Barberton, Bob Jones, News 5.
They certainly have. And boy, a bizarre lead to follow up on there, Bob. But I know you'll keep us posted as this investigation continues. But again, thank goodness nobody hurt there.